Hi friends, Tori Ganal here with Rocky Mountain Voice. This week has certainly been heavy, but also revealing. From Colorado communities grappling with tragedy and change to national debates shaping freedom, faith, and the future, we have lots of news today, so let's dive in. This is your Mountain Minute for September 16th. We start in Evergreen, where the community is still in mourning after the deadly high school shooting that left families shaken and classrooms shattered. Students and parents are rallying together in grief, with memorials and vigils becoming a place of healing and unity. In the midst of tragedy, Coloradans are also honoring the life and legacy of Charlie Kirk. Across the state, churches and communities gathered this weekend to remember his courage, faith, and conviction. In Loveland, a family's tribute to Charlie was tragically destroyed by fire, but his memory continues to inspire thousands. Meanwhile, deputies are sounding the alarm over the so-called, quote, senior assassin student game. It may seem harmless, kids spraying each other with water guns, but law enforcement says it creates dangerous confusion, especially when real-life violence is fresh in people's minds. At the state capitol, Minority Leader Rose Pugliese has resigned from the Colorado House, saying she feels called to follow God's path. Her departure reshapes Republican leadership heading into a crucial election year. Energy and land use are also front and center. The Bureau of Land Management just opened 130,000 acres in Colorado for oil and gas production, the largest lease offering in decades. Supporters say it's a return to energy dominance under Trump, but critics warn taxpayers are being shortchanged by lower royalty rates. Elon Musk blasted Governor Polis's soft on crime policies in a high-profile clash online. Musk argued weak enforcement is hurting businesses and families, and of course, Polis shot back, saying Colorado is safer under his watch. I'll let you guys decide if that's true. On education, parents are sounding the alarm that Colorado laws are putting them on the sidelines while giving schools sweeping power over their kids. From mental health decisions to gender policies, critics warn family authority is being undermined at every turn. And that tension is also playing out inside the Board of Education. A clash over science standards revealed just how politicized classrooms have become, especially on climate change. Some board members say the standards read more like activism than science. But the fight doesn't end there, folks. I told you we had lots to cover today. Millions of acres of state school trust lands, originally meant to fund classrooms, are increasingly being leveraged for environmental agendas. Critics say it's a bait and switch that shortchanges Colorado students. At the same time, Colorado Christian University is charting a new path for the Centennial Institute, shifting it to a student-centered think tank focused on raising up the next generation of leaders. Meanwhile, tourists could start to feel the pinch here in Colorado. 7 counties are weighing steep hikes to lodging taxes, in some cases doubling or tripling them. Local leaders call it a way to fund infrastructure, but tourism advocates warn it could backfire by driving visitors away. Now on to the national stage. Media outlets are facing sharp backlash over their coverage of Charlie Kirk's assassination. Critics say mainstream reporters downplayed the tragedy or framed it with bias, ignoring the gravity of losing a conservative leader at just 31 years old, especially in such a tragic way. And his death is leaving its mark on a generation. Commentators warn that Gen Z can't afford to stay indifferent. Charlie's legacy of truth and courage demands young conservatives pick up the torch and carry the fight forward. From state leadership shakeups to cultural battles in the classroom, and from local taxes to national debates over truth and violence, these stories all remind us what happens here in Colorado is shaping the country. And it's important to pay attention, folks. So for full coverage of all the stories we talked about today, head to RockyMountainVoice.com. And as always, stay sharp, stay bold, and stay in the fight. We'll see you tomorrow.